Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Mood616 here, and I'm back with a brand new DVD/Blu-ray update. Yeah, alrighty, guys. So, yeah, this is going to be everything I picked up from the month of May. I meant to do this update last weekend, but fuck, man, life has been busy. Yeah, I just have not been able to find the time to do this. So, but it kind of worked out though, because I got a couple packages in the mail here from some fellow YouTubers. So I just thought maybe instead of doing separate videos for these, I'll just put them into the beginning of this one. But first package I received here is from my boy Movie Collector 666, also known as Zach. He was kind enough to send me over a package here. Awesome shit, buddy. Still working on yours, and eventually it will make it to you. And he like triple wrapped this thing, like it's in like 5 different packages. I thought it was absolutely hilarious. So I haven't looked inside the package. I just opened up the top of this here. So anyway, let's see what my boy Zach sent me. These are kind of, oh yeah, that's right, he'd mentioned that he was sending me this one over here. THX 1138, the George Lucas film. I have actually never seen this movie. I've always wanted to check it out. It seems like it's an interesting watch, so yeah, very, very intrigued on this one. Thanks a lot, buddy. I know Zach had an extra copy of it because he'd actually had to buy it twice or whatever, so, which was kind of cool. That worked out for me. Oh yeah, I completely forgot about this. That's right. Okay, Zach posted in our 22 Shots of Moods and Horror group page that this was the worst movie he'd ever seen in his life, and that just piqued my interest. I'm like, I have to see this movie. But I remember actually seeing someone talk about this film a while back, and it piqued my interest. And it's called Witch's Brew. I can't really remember what this one is supposed to be about, but I gotta check this out, man. If Zach says it's the worst film he's ever seen in his life, I can't wait to check this out. So, yeah. Witch's Brew. Gonna be good times, I think. And last up we've got here... Oh, shit, dude. Are you fucking kidding? Totally gnarly. Totally gnarly. I've been wanting to check this out. Oh, thanks a lot, buddy. This is fucking awesome. He sent me over Rewind This, the documentary. I was actually gonna order this, and I just never got around to it, but I'm glad I didn't, though. That is amazing, dude. Awesome, awesome stuff. Now, I gotta get my hands on Adjust Tracking, too. I heard that one's really good, too, so. But yeah, awesome. Fucking amazing, Zach. So, buddy, I'm gonna have to hit you up soon here. Oh, and there's actually a note in here. And so I will read the note if I can see. Moods, I hope you enjoy the movie because I hated it. And I threw it in a bonus. Thanks, buddy. I know you're talking about Witch's Brew. I think I'm going to watch that later tonight, man. I'll get back to you on that one. So, anyway, Zach, that is fucking awesome. Thanks a lot, buddy. And second package I got here is from my boy Andrew Ballina, all the way from the land down under in Australia. We did a trade here. Andrew, your package is going to be sent out. I had to wait for... Oh, actually, it turned out that I didn't end up actually ordering this other Blu-ray for you that I intended to. But I have another one to send to you, so your package is going to be on its way soon. I've been so busy, I haven't been able to get to the post office, but... anyways, this is the package that he sent over for me. I know one of them... oh, yeah, okay. That's right. So this is actually the one that he threw in here. I believe this is only released in Australia, and I've been really curious about it. And that's called the Killage. Really, really fucking stoked to check this out, man. Thanks a lot, Andrew, for sending this over. Fucking awesome. Awesome, buddy. And, oh, no note. And this is actually what the trade was. So I've wanted a copy of this film for so long. Finally got one here. Turkey Shoot. This movie is fucking batshit crazy. I love it. Finally got myself a copy of it. Thanks a lot, Andrew. So fucking awesome, dude. And like I said, your package is going to be on its way, and there's definitely going to be some bonuses in there for you too. But yeah, so we'll get right into this. This is going to be part 1, the DVDs. Alrighty, guys. First up here is a slasher video release. This is actually like the latest one they've done, and it's called Cinco De Mayo. This was actually a pretty interesting watch. I remember watching a couple reviews on this one, and, you know, people weren't overly that impressed with it, but, you know, to be honest, man, I thought it was actually kind of fun. It's really, really low budget, kind of, you know, like a new slasher type film about this teacher, this Mexican teacher, and, you know, he's basically trying to do good. He's trying to teach everybody about Mexican ways and stuff like that, and it's just not really going his way. And eventually he ends up getting fired from his job, and he goes fucking batshit crazy and starts killing motherfuckers and stuff. You know, of course, on Cinco De Mayo. This was fun, man. I really enjoyed it. I think Slasher Video does a really good job with the releases. They got, like, reversible cover arts and stuff, and I don't know. I thought this was fun. I thought it was actually quite fun, so. Next up here is a film that does not have a Region 1 release, and I fucking don't know why it doesn't. It's insane. So I just imported this from the UK, and that is The Brain. This is such a fun 80s film, man. Like, no one ever seems to talk about this film. I remember watching it back in the day and just loving it. And basically watching this the other night, it felt like I was watching it for the first time. I didn't remember anything about it. But I gotta say, The Brain looks so badass in this. All practical effects. It just looks so cheesy and fun. Really, really fun film, man. Really enjoyed this. So, awesome stuff. Next up is the latest Dustin Mills film called Her Name Was Torment. This was a really fucking fun film too, man. Really awesome and different for Dustin Mills. More of like an experimental type film. Yeah, talked about this on the last podcast and stuff. Went into it quite a bit. But, you know, very, very cool film. I'm not going to get, you know, fully into it again. But, yeah, if you're a fan of Dustin Mills and you haven't checked this out, check it out. It's definitely worth your time. Fucking awesome film, man. Really, really awesome film. Next up is a film called Star Wars, Bangkok Zombie Crisis. I could not resist picking this up just based on the title alone. It just sounds so goofy. It's gonna be one of these, you know, Asian fucking over the top retarded films. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna check this one out soon. I haven't checked it out, so but I mean, how could you not pick up a title or a film with a title like that? So next up is the sequel to Swamp Thing, and that is Return to the Swamp Thing. The Return of Swamp Thing by Jim Moranowski, featuring Heather Locklear. You know, to be honest, this movie is actually pretty fun. It's goofy, but it's got like a perfect like kind of level of goofiness throughout the whole film. That it's got an interesting charm to it. I really enjoy this film. You know, to be honest, I might even like this better than the original one. I know I've stated many times that Swamp Thing is not one of my favorite films by Wes Craven. I don't know what it is about that film. It just kind of rubs me the wrong way for some reason. But, I mean, I don't hate it or anything. It's not a personal favorite of mine. But I think this one's really fun. You know, it's goofy. And I think a lot of people would disagree with me that they would probably like the first one more than this one. But, I don't know, man. I thought it was actually pretty fun. Definitely check it out if you've never checked it out. Oh, my disc is loose in here. Not cool. Alright, so... next up here was a recommendation from my boy Scotty, Willie Mark 1. I seen him post this, and actually no, he talked about it in a video, and it just sounded so intriguing. I had to check it out, and it's a little short called Tough. This is like a really kind of like it's a short. It's about 20 minutes, and it's just a dude in a room doing a whole pile of fucked up things. Like there's some nasty shit in there. There's some really fucking bizarre shit going on. Over some pretty cool soundtrack in the background. This is definitely not for everybody. If you get your hands on a copy of this, definitely check it out. I know it's limited to 100 there. It's super independent. It's awesome. I believe these guys are actually from Australia. But fucking cool shit though, man. I really enjoyed this. I've actually watched it a couple times, so very cool stuff. Next up is actually another film that Scotty had talked about in a video, just randomly. I picked this up. I actually had ordered it when I ordered it before I saw his video, actually. It's a film called House of Voices. I believe it was Scotty, anyways, that was talking about this. This is like, you know, kind of like a ghost type film and stuff like that. This one was really, really fucking slow. Really slow. I'm not even sure to this day how I feel about it, to be honest. Like, it's a real slow fucking burner. Definitely not everyone's cup of tea. I mean, I'm not the hugest ghost story fan, but, you know, every once in a while, I'll dig them. But this one was just kind of like, it was decent, but I don't know how I feel about the ending of this, but I don't know. I don't know if I recommend that one or not. Next up is the third part in the Outpost, well, I guess almost franchise now, and that is Rise of the Spitnas. This is basically a prequel to the series. This one showcases like the German, you know, doctors and stuff, and how they basically made these, you know, these war mongrels, these Nazi zombie war mongrels. So yeah, it kind of goes into that and stuff. This was actually pretty fun. There's some pretty good action sequences in this and stuff, and I really like the one Russian guy in this film, man. He's fucking badass, dude. He just tears shit up, but I actually preferred this one over the second one. So, if you liked, you know, the first couple Outpost films, you should like this one. So, I thought it was pretty fun. Next up is a film called Mr. Jones. This is a new found footage film released by Anchor Bay. Did a review of this. The main review on, I think, 2 podcasts ago was Mr. Jones. I honestly, I'm not going to get fully into it again, but this one really didn't do it for me. And I'm not hating on it because it's a found footage film, but I really did want to like this. I just thought that there was a lot of elements in this film that didn't work. The last 20 minutes are just horrendous. They don't really make any sense, but I don't know. There is some elements in this film that are pretty good. We go into quite a lengthy discussion about this film, me and JP did. It was the podcast that Jeremy wasn't on, but yeah, this one, I don't know. I can't recommend it. I know it's getting a lot of mixed opinions. Some people are liking it, some people aren't, but I think me and JP were pretty much on the same level with that one. Next up is a film that, oh man, this is a perfect example of a movie that's so fucking bad that it's absolutely amazing to watch. And that is Terror Tunes. This movie is so fucking funny, dude. It has all the elements of a shitty film, but it's so enjoyable to watch. It's so ridiculous. Like, oh man, like this is early brain damage stuff. It's basically about this, you know, these girls are left home, their parents go out of town for the weekend, and this one girl receives a Terror Tune like movie in the mail. So she pops it in, and what she does, she releases like these 2 killers. They come out of the TV and then they start tearing up shit in the house and stuff. It's so fucking ridiculous, man. I just absolutely could not stop watching this. It's so enjoyable to watch. It's just, it's guys in like, you know, foam suits, and there's actually some animation in this, like eyes getting bigger and shit like that. It's, oh fuck, dude, it's so funny. I highly recommend this, man. If you like so bad it's good films, Terror Tunes is where it's at. Actually, you know, the Gorilla Beast did an awesome fucking review on his Angry Beast reviews. I think it was number 4. That review had me in stitches, man. I was pissing myself. So fucking funny. Next up is a film I've been curious about for a couple years since I heard about it. I finally got around to checking it out, and that's Psycho Holocaust. Yeah, this one I kind of described it on the podcast as being like a, it's kind of like Last House on the Left meets Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Pretty much exactly what it is. There's actually even a scene in this film, like a rape scene, even where a girl gets thrown into a pond, and I was like, holy shit, that's pretty blatant. But it's basically about these, you know, these 6 characters or whatever. They're in the backwoods camping and shit like that. They start getting picked off by these hillbillies that are actually trying to make a real movie. They're filming everything, and they're, you know, filming all these killings and stuff, and, you know, they capture some of them, torture them. Kind of, you know, typical and generic, but, you know, it was actually pretty good. I thought some of the gore was done pretty well. Some of the acting was pretty bad, but it's just kind of a mashup of those 2 films, really. It wasn't bad, though. I mean, towards the end, it was kind of getting a little drawn out, and some of the hillbillies were pissing me off a little bit, but it wasn't bad, though. It wasn't too bad. Next up is a film called The Liar and the White... The Liar of the White Worm. Fuck, I don't know why I cannot say this properly. This is another film I picked up from my 88 series, along with The Brain. Actually, I have yet to watch this one, but it'll be into the randomizer, so maybe it comes up on my 88 series, I don't know. I've always been curious about this film. Now, this is like a, obviously from 88, but it's got Hugh Grant in it. I'm assuming he wasn't very popular at the time. He wasn't, but this one's always intrigued me, man. A horror film with Hugh Grant? I don't know. I don't know. I've actually heard pretty good things about that movie, though. Next up is a film called Dr. Chopper. Now, with a title like that, you know right away that the movie's going to be real shitty. I had to pick this up because I think it was like $1. I got it for basically nothing. It's about this doctor that basically needs, people's body parts to continue living. And he's got a few assistants and stuff. He's like an old, surgeon and whatnot and shit. Oh, this movie's cliched. It's terrible. The acting's bad. The effects, everything about this movie's really, really fucking bad. It's actually one of the worst movies I've watched in a long time. Like, it's definitely not so bad it's good. This movie's so bad it's bad. Fucking awful. Awful fucking movie, man. Next up is the Severed Head Network. I think in a couple updates ago I showed like a compilation of one. This is like the first volume. This one has like about 10 shorts, 2, 4, 8 shorts on it. I thought they were all terrible. This was awful. Like really, really poorly done. Like there wasn't one short on here I actually cared for. Fuck, this was so bad. So bad. I really wanted to like some of them, but I couldn't get into any of them. They were terrible. The next 3 here are Elvira's movie Macabre, releases by Shout Factory. This one right here has Monstroid and Blue Sunshine. I think that was so interesting they released Blue Sunshine on one of these packs, but I usually pick these up because, I don't mind these. Shout Factory does a good job with these, but these are really fucking cheap. Like, I only paid like $2 or $3 for all these. And a couple of these are still sealed. Actually, no, this was brand new too, actually, when I got it, but I opened it up, so. But yeah, really cheap. Can't pass them up. Show Factory. Count Dracula's Great Love. This is the solo release of it. I think you can also get this one in a double pack too with something. But we've got Devil's A Wedding Night. Another sealed copy here. This was like $2.50 or something like that. So fucking cheap. Next up is the prequel to The Woman. Now, most people probably know that I'm not a big fan of The Woman at all. In fact, I can't stand that movie. But I really enjoyed this, and it seems like more people like The Woman and don't like this film, which I completely understand that. I completely, totally understand where they're coming from. But The Offspring. But I really enjoyed this, actually. It was nice to see where like she came from and what the history of her and stuff. I thought it was cool. I mean, it's not a great film by any means, but this one was just kind of basic, and I don't know. I thought it was decent. There's some really weird things. I know my boy David. He brought up the fact that there's a girl in this film. She's walking around naked, but she looks really, really young. She's not that young actually, but yeah, it's just kind of weird shit like that going on and stuff. But I thought this was decent. Not too bad. Next up is another slasher film. I believe from like the early 2000s or something like that. And I mean, just the name alone, I had to check this out, and that's called the Greenskeeper. I remember hearing about this one years ago, and I just never got around to checking it out. But this one's actually pretty fun. It's so goofy and kind of bad, but it's not a great film, but it was kind of enjoyable. Obviously about this takes place on a golf course. Obviously, around Buddy's birthday, people start getting picked off by the greenskeeper and shit. It's kind of cliched and kind of poorly written, actually, because they even poke jabs at themselves. Like, I don't know, man. It was okay. It was worth a couple bucks. Next up is, finally got around to checking this out. I've seen so many people talk about this movie. Axe Giant, The Wrath of Paul Bunyan. This movie just had some horrendous CGI, and it was just so funny, but it was actually pretty enjoyable for what it was. I actually thought it was decent. By no means is it a great film, but it was fun. It was fun, actually. I just thought Paul Bunyan looked so fucking funny in this movie. He's like 100 fucking feet tall. It's just so ridiculous. I kind of liked it. Next up is actually all the rest of the films here that I have are from Wild Eye Releasing. First up here is Exhumed. This is a Peter Griffin film. A Richard Griffin film. Peter Griffin, wow. Yeah, Richard Griffin film. I'm going to be posting up a review for this one shortly. I've heard really interesting things about this one because it's nothing like any of his other films, and I really like Richard Griffin, man. I think he's a great director, so... Exhumed, going to check that one out soon. Next up is Scream Park. I just posted a review on my random horror reviews for this one, so you can check out that video. Yeah, I go into, you know, lots of depth about the film and stuff like that, but this one, oh man, I can't recommend this movie. That, you know, I did actually forget to mention one thing in the review that actually Critterbuster Chris actually brought it to my attention in a comment they left on the video, is the fact that this movie totally feels like it should be set in the 80s. You know, with the boom boxes, the old cars, the old clothes, and you kind of have that feeling that it is supposed to be set in the 80s, and then, sure enough, one of the characters pulls out a fucking cell phone, and you're like, okay, it's not in the 80s. It's so bizarre, but yeah, I did forget to bring that up because I was so hell-bent on talking about how the missed opportunities with the amusement park in this film, but Scream Park, not a good one. It was not that great. But on the other hand, here's another movie that I posted a review for, episode 1 of my random horror reviews. And that's Murder University by Richard Griffin. This was fucking fantastic. Really well written. Just a fun, gory slash... I mean, it's got some pretty cool gore in it and stuff, but interesting. And some kind of shocking moments in it, too. I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was fantastic. Check it out. Next up from Wild Eye Releasing is Goth Kill. This one looks pretty damn interesting. I think I might post up a review for this one too. Don't know anything about it, but looks kind of intriguing. I'm going to lose that pile right there. I'm sorry guys, I'm really congested now. My allergies are just fucking killing me right now. Next up is Race War the Remake. I don't really know anything about this, if this is actually a remake or what's going on with this. I'm going to have to look into this more, but this looked kind of intriguing. I'll probably post a review for that one up too, later on down the road. I've heard mostly bad things about this one, but I am going to check this out because it's an anthology film. Long Live the Dead. It's a zombie anthology. I know Mr. Parker did a review for this, and he said that he just couldn't get over how bad the zombies looked in the film, but I am curious to check this out because, you know, an anthology film that's all about zombies sounds pretty cool to me, so yeah. I will give my thoughts on that one later. Next up is the Lost Realities of Hog Collar. This shit just looks ridiculous. I'll be posting a review up for this one too, I think. I can't wait to watch this one. Looks awesome. And that pile is 1 second away from fucking tipping over. Next up here is Driller, a sexual thriller. Now, I actually have the combo pack here for this. Here's the DVD. This is basically like a horror porno. This is, you know, it's still sealed, so I haven't watched it yet. But, yeah, I think it's like, yeah, it's just a horror porno. It's basically what it is. So that's interesting. Triple X adults only. So this should be interesting. And I've got the VHS clamshell of it too. I thought it looked pretty damn cool. So yeah, very, very cool stuff right there. And last but not least for the first part of this update is a non-horror related thing, but thought I had to show this off. And that is the complete series of ScoobyDoo, Where Are You? The one from the 60s here. From the late 60s. Pretty cool set. You know, comes in this this van. Just pulls out like that. Pretty simple. And then you got your discs in here, which is pretty cool. So you got this. It's got 41 episodes on 8 DVDs. Pretty cool stuff. Just opens up like that. And you got all your discs and stuff in there. Very, very cool. I've pretty much watched all of this so far. Man, I absolutely love this show, man. This is such a good, you know, cartoon, man. I fucking love this show, man. It's so good. Just reminds me, it's very nostalgic for me. Watched a lot as a kid growing up, so. But yeah, very cool. JP had messaged me and said this was on sale for like, on Amazon for one day for like $17. And I was like, fuck, I gotta grab that. So, could not pass it up. Yeah, so that's going to do it for part 1 here. I will be back with the Blu-rays, so definitely check out part 2. Got lots of fucking kick-ass Blu-rays this month. So stay tuned for that. And I pretty much watched every one of them, so But yeah, so I will see you guys in part 2. Peace out, guys.